Hello, gorgeous ones. There ain't nothing that's going to hold us back here. How you doing? Hello, hello. Those of you who don't know me, Rosie Go here, channeling the frequency of divine grace. We've got this wonderful new moon in Aquarius, and we also have Mercury in Aquarius, so there's a lot going on at the moment. I've just had to start again this live stream because the last one didn't work. So while I'm waiting for everybody to come and join, I just want to let you know a little bit about me and what I do. So I am Rosie Glow. I channel the frequency of divine grace, which allows us to let go easily of what no longer serves us. And when I say easily, I mean there's a process, but applying that process sometimes can feel very challenging. And we are living in an age where we are learning to trust inside rather than looking outside for our validation. And it is an unplugging of a system that's been going on for a good 10,000 years, if not more. But I'm really seeing, hello, welcome those who are joining, that we are in a place where we're reliving basically Atlantis and making some new choices. And I'm very excited about the fact that the way I work and the way I teach people to work is to work with compassion and consciousness, not just consciousness. And the Aquarian energy is one where we move out of the personal, we move into the collective. And there's been a sort of term, the greater good, that's been banded around for a while. And I want to up level that to the highest good. What's the highest good? What's the best for me, the best for you, the best for everyone? Because when we work with consciousness and compassion, that's when we avoid the pitfalls of the past. Welcome everyone who's here. Thank you for bearing with me. So learning to live as our higher selves in our current physical reality is what I teach people to do through my coaching work. And this is really a challenging time, if ever. And I think one of the key reasons it's challenging, just before I go into the Cacao Blessing, is that it's not that the world is changing, it's that we're changing. And Leslie Sloan said that beautifully. We're suddenly seeing things so clearly that we haven't been able to see before. The things we're seeing today have been going on forever, for a very, very long time. You know, do our governments have our best interests at heart? You tell me when they ever have, you know, being ruled from top down rather than self-governing, you know, being given the belief in scarcity, which is capitalism, being in a place where we feel like we need to bow to external authority because we don't trust ourselves, whether that's our doctors, our lawyers, our, you know, financial advisors, our teachers. And we're learning now to practice discernment and to let the heart rule the head rather than the head rule the heart. But I don't want to give the impression that it's one or the other. We're moving out of either or duality into and this and more. So instead of the mind or the brain, it's not the mind, the mind's in the collective, you know, governing the heart, we let the heart govern our existence, and we get our computer, our problem solver, to align with love rather than fear. And as a result of that, to then be able to help us to deal with what comes up, both our resistance and also the opportunities that come up. So we want to take the best from our previous learnings, but we also don't want to be governed by our fears and unprocessed pain. And that's what we do in these co-creation meditations, these manifesting meditations, is we set our intentions and then we see what's come up. And as a result of that, we love it up so that it's not lurking in the shadows with the potential to destroy us in any way, shape or form. It's actually, you know, right there for us to be able to go, right, this is what I'm scared of. This is false evidence appearing real, false expectation or false emotion appearing real. And I am deciding that I am going to take the best of what I've learned in the past and walk in alignment with the highest truth. More than this is the fact that we are also world bridging. So if you like the sound of this, please do hit a like. I don't know why the lighting is not so great. I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit. But basically, what I get really excited about teaching people and working with people about is to be able to practice this discernment and to be able to create something new. So we're living in a world where particles are what is already manifest. Waves are possibilities, and there are infinite possibilities. What we focus on grows, and the energy of this Aquarian new moon is very much about that. So focus on your desires, love up your fears, okay? Focus on what you desire. When the fear comes up, love it up. And you transmute, you take from what you don't want to create what you do want. So in this world, there are areas that are unregulated. And, you know, you only need to look at the world stage and what's going on with this, you know, virus to actually be able to come to understand that they're two very, very different narratives. But the current conjunctions, the current energies that are taking place, the last time we had this kind of formation in the sky was back in the 1960s, was when the free love movement and the sort of hippie movement got activated. And I've heard that it was actually the CIA that created that movement. If you think about it, we felt that we were being given our freedom, and this is so important for us to see, because we were utilizing, you know, contraception that meant we could have sex and not get pregnant. And then also we were experiencing mind-altering experiences through different psychedelic substances that were available and herbal substances that were available. And, you know, the idea was to expand our mind, to be able to expand beyond our limitations. But that came at a price. And that's why today's theme is I am deserving of feeling safe and free. Okay, so if you like the sound of that, please give it a like. Welcome, everybody. Let's do a little cacao blessing. So the way that these sessions go is I start with a cacao blessing, give you a little bit of preamble on what I'm seeing is going on, and then the co-creation manifests itself. So if anyone's got stuff going on that they would like to address, please just give me a little mention in here. Hey, good to see you, Sandra. Good to see all of you. So come in, like you can use the chat box to let me know what you would like to love up, and also anything that you want to celebrate, anything that you're excited about seeing in the world, because as we look for evidence of it, we will find it. So let's do a little cacao blessing first. And if you haven't got any cacao, you can always purchase through me. There are links in the text box, but you can get yourself some ceremonial grade cacao from somewhere local if you're local, or purchase through Keith's Cacao, and there's a link in the text box. So rub your hands, have a little shake. If you haven't got cacao, bring your hands to your heart. If you have got cacao, then bring your cacao to your heart. I'm just going to take a moment to close our eyes. Welcome the Cacao Diva into this space, knowing that she is the energy of pure compassion, pure love. And this compassion is there for ourselves, for our own souls, for all we've ever been through, for our very best intentions, and all the times that maybe we've aimed for something and got something else and felt disappointment. Or we've felt a heartfelt desire to go a certain way and then discovered the repercussions that come, or the price that we pay, and therefore have felt in some way that we haven't got where we've wanted to. I really want to invite a transformation of the word sinning, which, you know, we have taken as a word for doing bad, but it's not about doing bad, doing wrong. It's about aiming for something and not quite getting there. And how do you get where you want to get? You keep trying. You just keep getting up. You learn from the past and you realign. We're inviting the divine to align with us today. We're downloading our higher self frequencies so that we can see through eyes of love, see ourselves and the world through our eyes of love, and focus on the changes that are positive, that are unifying us, that are moving us out of the divide. Often this divide has to become more evident before we choose to unite. So let's call in our star family and soul family and all of the guides and teachers of the purest vibrations of love and light to support us on our journey, to help us to see clearly what is for us and what isn't, and to not be worried about examining our fears. Instead of focusing on them, we just let them speak to us, and then we dialogue with them and we transmute them, we turn them into something else. So Mama Cacao, touch us where we each need to be touched the most in our minds and our hearts. Help us to release what blocks our flow. Help us to see what that is. Help us to move in the direction that's going to open the most doors towards our soul purpose being lived out on this planet in the most graceful and easy and joyful way. I really want to bring in that joyful energy. In order to activate this, we're going to send the sound Ma into the earth, Om into the universe, and Un from our hearts to each other. And remember, the earth sound activates your earth chakra and your connection to the crystalline grid. It's like the mycelium connection for divine humans. Om opens us up to our soul chakra and all of the portals that connects us to source. And Un connects us to our higher hearts and each other. Deep breath in.
Bow your head to your lovely heart. Let the smile in your heart find you. Smile back. Wonderful, wonderful things are happening. I'm going to stoke that fire. Gently return. Okay, so I almost tipped my cacao out. Welcome, Cherie. Let's just get the lighting right. So my magic curtain, courtesy of my beloved. He made that and it's sparkly and glittery. I think I love it. Right, so while you're drinking your cacao, crystals I have brought here. Clear quartz for clarity, tourmaline for feeling safe, and citrine for joy. Okay, these are really, really powerful for me at the moment. And, you know, I've really noticed, like 2 days ago, energy suddenly went, woo, like 2 nights ago. So not last night, but 2 nights ago. Energy was amazing. Both me and my stepdaughter were in the house going, I feel amazing. What's going on? And then yesterday there was like some of that Mercury retrograde stuff going on. And also, I'm not an astrologer. And there's some amazing astrologers out there that you can listen to. But from what I've understood, we've got all of this expansion going on in Aquarius. And then we've got some counter conversations going on where there are some squares which create conflict. And, you know, this is like, I want to go this way, but I can't seem to. So always remember to take a step back and a step up, because that's going to help you to see through the confusion. And it's all about aligning with divine timing. Okay. So yesterday, the new moon was born at 7 p.m. UK time. And there was a lot again going on there. Like there's just quite a lot of disturbance in the field. And I'm seeing a lot of people in deep fear at the moment, like fears coming up that are to do with, you know, making choices and then feeling responsible for others, or taking choices and then worrying that we've made the wrong choice, or there's an impact that could be negative for yourself and for the collective. And this is why I feel that this moon is so strongly linked to the age of Aquarius and the time when we had tremendous power and consciousness, but perhaps we lacked compassion. And, you know, there's a saying that says power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the abuse of power comes as no surprise. So my feeling is that, you know, this applies to all of us when we're in a position of power, to be very aware of the need to be grounded and centered in the heart, and to be humble and realize we all have blind spots. And as I say in my coaching, and this is a reflection for me as well, and why I have an accountability circle that I connect with, ultimately, you know, as we grow, as our soul consciousness grows, the elements of our survival instincts, aka what I would call your defense mechanism, or, you know, basically the part of you that just wants to keep you in what it knows is safe, will become more and more clever at trying to disguise its intentions. And, you know, life is a risk. Life is a risk. It's virtually impossible to walk this earth today without breaking some law, right? And this is the thing. There's human law, there's divine law. And those of us who are truthers, those of us who are here to help in the ascension of this planet, are seeking to download divine law and help human law evolve to divine law. And this is this unified field, but we're not there yet. So there are sticking points, and we all have memories of persecution. You know, if you think about Christ and Christ consciousness, you know, he was a rebel. I heard some politicians say the other day that, you know, he's the first socialist, right? And, you know, what his message was is what affects me affects you. We are all one. But, you know, he didn't exactly have an easy time, did he, for sharing truth? And the establishment has always sought to control and to overpower. And that's still going on today. But if we adopt a joyful mindset, if we're able to move through whatever density is there and ask, how can we best serve? What is it that can come out of this for the highest good of all? It's going to really, really help, because we don't want to suffer. We want to avoid suffering. It makes sense, right, to avoid suffering or to minimize suffering in our lives. And that's why I say always choose the graceful and easy path. Follow your heart, but practice discernment.
If there's somewhere that you're feeling a bit tight, a bit confused, a bit not sure, rather than avoiding it and ignoring it, go into it. Discover what it is there that is an issue for you, and then seek the divine guidance and support for you to then be able to move through that. Sometimes it's just about timing. Other times it's just recognizing that something isn't for you, even though it's appealing. And other times it's about being able to say, you know what, there is a risk here, but it feels like I am going to take this risk and trust that, you know, I'm going to move through it and it's worth me doing it because the benefits outweigh the risks. So, you know, this is where you use your mind, okay? Very important. So, feeling responsible for others, yeah? Fear of survival is also coming up. Okay, whilst you're drinking your cacao, let me just read through what I wrote for this, because hopefully it will make some sense for everybody, and then it will help our co-creation become clearer. So it's time to drop the victim, struggle and fear-based stories running our lives and align fully with what it means to be free. And this is why struggle stories and victim stories and fear-based stories are coming up. So we're making a commitment through this new moon to become free from fear, or to align with being free from fear, free from hardship, free from lack, free from dis-ease, and free from external authorities robbing us of our autonomy. Okay, now we're all at different stages of this, and I do believe that none of us really want to end up in a situation of hardship, okay? But if we do, we have the tools to move through it. So what have I learned? How can I hold myself accountable? How can I be transparent and in integrity? And you'll find those answers in your solar plexus. If you hold your solar plexus and ask those questions, how can I be more accountable? How can I be in integrity with my values and transverse this earth, which, again, it's like it's stacked against you to succeed, right? It's stacked against you. But that doesn't mean you're not going to. It just means that you are going to find your way through. And through finding your way through, you are evolving your consciousness the way that you elected to whilst you're here. Game of Life and How to Play It. There's a book. And it is about believing before you see. We all know this, but we give up somewhere along the way. And you know, when you have a desire for something, it's like the Holy Grail. It's there to get you excited and to get you motivated to stick through the tough moments. But as you go towards it, it may well land right in front of you and you go, actually, I'm not ready for this just yet. Or actually, maybe I don't want this. And asking why do I want it is so important. Okay, so what does it mean to struggle? What does it mean to thrive? What is the difference in your life? And the way I see it is being free from worry. Okay, free from worry in areas where worry has really affected us, because that is the nervous system response of fight, flight, freeze. The sympathetic nervous system is activated. To feel safe, oxytocin is flowing through our bodies, parasympathetic nervous system response. So you can call it in. You know, I am commanding my parasympathetic nervous system to be fully active right now. And you just call it in. And that's what we're going to do as we drink our cacao. So we've got Valentine's Day coming up as well. And those of us who are single or in unhappy relationships find this a challenging time. Do we have enough of what we want in our relationships? What do we want more of? This is your opportunity. Where you see a lack, you have the opportunity to create something that isn't there. Okay, so this is where you feed in. What do you want? I know people that want relationships and then they fear being needed. It's like, well, relationship is all about allowing yourself to ask for something from someone else and give to someone from you, right? But you have to know you have an infinite source of whatever's needed in you. And also when demands are too much, or when then, you know, when you're asking for things and your needs are not being met. Relationship is all about resonating with each other. So need is an interesting thing there. All of us are hungry for divine connection. And I believe strongly that when we plug into this, I call it divine grace, we are able to give ourselves what we want others to give us. And so often when I talk to people about what they want and their needs not being met, they haven't articulated them. They expect others to know, or they've been roundabout in it. They haven't been direct. So are you meeting your own needs? That's the question, right? Because if you are, then you'll start to see the world around you well. And if you're not, what is it you need that you're not giving yourself? Very important. Now is the time to recognize your power, as we're learning fast that what we focus on grows. And we are learning that very fast, especially with this new moon, okay? So time is collapsing. Many of us are feeling incredibly tired at the moment. Also, like we just don't have enough hours in the day to get things done. Now, this could be Mercury retrograde, but remember, we give a lot of power to things like Mercury retrograde, and as a result, it becomes more powerful and influenced. So whatever we give our power away to, let's remember there is a relationship between the outer and inner world, but let's hold the counsel within us. Very important. Like, you know, I am the power in my life. I am source energy. I'm activating that source energy in me and allowing that part to govern me. And all of us feel wobbly before we take a leap. Okay, so we want to remind ourselves of the promises we've made to ourselves to not land in previous situations that we have in the past. What have we learned? And then we need to look at those promises and see if they're still relevant today. Do we need to upgrade our promises to ourselves? So, you know, one of the promises I make to myself is I invest in coaches who have what I want. I don't invest in coaches anymore, and I've made that mistake, who don't have what I want, who are not the vibration that I want to align with. So this has been a very helpful thing for me because I, you know, as I'm a coach, I still invest in coaching, and it's always, you know, finding that right match. But ultimately in this, it's like, be honest with yourself. What you've learned is when you borrow from others, you want to borrow something you want, not something you don't want. So are actions and words aligned in those that you connect with? Even in lovers, right? You know, people can say one thing and do another. The words don't mean shit. The actions are what counts. So if actions and words don't line up and your feeling vibration doesn't feel aligned, that's going to tell you a lot. But if you have fear goggles on, those have to be released and removed first, because what they do is they filter our perception and experience, and therefore it's not so easy to be discerning from your highest truth. Okay, so we clear that up in the co-creation. If you focus on lack, you'll have more of it. Love, you'll have more of it. This is how reality works. It's very subjective. And you know that in the world today, depending on what people are reading and listening to and how they're going about and responding to the top-down orders, despite the compelling evidence, if you look for it, to say this approach is really not the right answer. In fact, it's not even doing what it says it's going to do, right? So let's remember that the baddies and the goodies that play on the world stage are really just reflections of our inner light and our inner shadow. And Aquarius is ruled both by Jupiter, planet of expansion, and Saturn, planet of restriction. So the external authority restricts us. The internal authority liberates us. But how safe do we feel in our freedom, in making the right choices for ourselves? Do we feel we're well equipped? Who do we want to borrow from? Who has the information that we need that we don't have? How can we access it? We're all going to become more and more psychic, connect to the field, be able to download the information we need directly. In the same way we ask Google, we're going to be doing the same thing, but without Google, right? And it won't be censored either. It will be divine truth that we can connect to in the field. So I would like you to get inspired by that idea. We're saying here, so I said that 1960 was the last time we had an alignment like this. And, you know, that there was a price that came for the freedom. So we know that now. And we want to create a space where the freedom we have doesn't come at a price. So Give Peace a Chance was John Lennon's song. And I feel like we should all be chanting Star Peace, not Star Wars, and see what happens. The enemy back then was the Vietnam War, the establishment of the Vietnam War. Now it's something called C. And the establishment. So just how much are we programmed into compliance? Probably more than we realize. Even our countercultures are seeded by intention. So we're now seeing this. So one of the things I've noticed is whether I'm looking at data from the government websites, or I'm looking at data that's coming from non-government sites, I'm seeing a lot of fear, okay? Fear that people aren't seeing things for what they are. And we're not responsible for everyone else. We can only be responsible for ourselves. What are we doing with this information? I've got some clients that are doing amazing stuff, holding the establishment accountable, whether that's school, whether that's their workplace, whatever's coming up. So use the information to your advantage. And I'm going to keep saying discernment because that is the key. If Aquarius is all about the collective and Leo, its opposite sign, which I am, by the way, is all about the personal, then we're in a place here where we want to be able to say, all right, how can I look after myself and look after the collective? What is the win-win-win here? Okay. So this new moon gives us a chance to contemplate the highest good of all and what that might look like for humanity. And I like the idea of free energy, right? Free everything. It's our right to come here and not be in debt, and therefore to learn how to be how to be the guardians of this planet whilst we're here. Not coming from a place of austerity and finger pointing, but this is our land. This is like our homes. You know, we're here to be guardians, to look after the space we're in, to love it, to tend to it the way we tend to ourselves and each other. So that's so important. What's good for me, what's good for you, what's good for the environment. We've got to hold that in our basis. So remember that the Aquarian new moon gives us the chance to contemplate the highest good and what that might look like for all of us, not sacrificing self for others and not sacrificing others for self. Well, back in 2020, the December solstice, we had a grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn open a portal. This portal now gets fully activated. So the invitation is to choose what you want to amplify in your life. So while I'm rambling on, what do you want to amplify in your life? What do you want more of? What do you want more of? And what are you going to need to do in order to have more of that? So we're bringing divine law into this earthly existence, but we have to also be aware of the earthly laws and how we can transverse them to create minimum disruption for ourselves, to minimize our risk so that we can maximize our enjoyment. But again, if you try and take care of every little detail, it's not going to happen. You do your best, okay, and you leave the rest. That's the key, is like, do your best to love, honor, and respect what you have, and the rest will be taken care of. So, though it may seem as though opposing forces are pulling at you within yourself, dig deeper and you'll find they want the same thing. They're just arguing about how to achieve it. Same as, you know, you could argue the godmother and godfather of this virus thing is like, you know, the saviors that are also the engineers of this situation have got the best intentions of everybody. They really feel they're doing the right thing in the way that they're going about the world stage domination and technology and pharma, etc. But, you know, there are others like us that believe that's not the right way. And actually, we don't want to give our power away to megalomaniacs, to geniuses that are full of consciousness but no compassion. We want to create something different from it. So it's when you're being pushed against something that you really are able to say, all right, that's not what I stand for. This is what I want instead. And I am the power in my life. So thanks for that reminder, but I'm actually going to step forward and I'm going to take responsibility for myself, and I have the right to do that. And that's what we are standing up and rising up against, is others making decisions for us that we don't believe are for our highest good. That argument goes on inside of you. So we're going to free ourselves from our limitations we feel personally bound by, and know that this is a service for the collective. We're doing and this and more rather than either or. The price of safety cannot be freedom. The Aquarian new moon decides this. We're stepping beyond duality into oneness, where everything is in the whole, the sphere, not separate and in short supply. So forget having to pay a price. Where are you having to pay a price? For what is already your birthright. Now is the time to claim it. That's what we're doing, folks. Okay, so we're going to claim, claim, claim. Hey, Sue, good to see you. Anyone got anything they want to comment there? I'm going to do a quick little reading, and then we're going to go into our co-creation. So Aquaman's been coming up quite a lot in these cards. That's what I call him. Aqua 2, I think it is. Oh, there he is, Aqua 1. And I see him as our inner magic man, because when we purify our inner waters, the toxic soup that we've inherited, which we do inherit from our female bloodline, even if it's come through the masculine, we can then activate this inner masculine to lead the way and to support us to move through the things we're scared of. That is key, right? We need an aspect of us that can help hold our hand and move us through it. That is so important. So let's just see what comes up for us, and then we'll do the little blessing and go into the co-creation. Oh, there's another magic man that's just wanted to say hello. So, you know, like, hello, the divine masculine wants us to believe in it. Okay, whatever we've been taught about God, a lot of it is restrictive, austere, and judgmental and divisive. I want you to imagine that God is you, both masculine and feminine, and it's the, you know, you're connecting to your higher self when you connect to the you that already has what you want. And it's the you that's having the most fun, enjoying this life the most, freest from fear, able to deal with whatever challenges come about, and doesn't fear treading the earth, walks lightly. Okay, so what do we have here? for our little collective. Just tune in. What is the heart of the matter? What are we working through with this Aquarian new moon? Thank you, Leslie Sloan, for these amazing cards. I just want you all to know that Leslie and I are going to be doing some work together. She's had some awesome workshop ideas come up, and I will have cards available for people who want to purchase here in the UK soon. They don't have to come from America, so just hold this space. Okay, what is here? So the heart of the matter. Give peace a chance. So our desire for peace, to move out of duality into oneness. Okay, this is really here, and she's saying, spread your wings, grow your wings, take flight, take a higher height, let yourself dream bigger, and then realize that fear will come up as you get to a newer, higher altitude. And that's okay. You call in the support you have within you to deal with that false evidence, emotion, and expectation appearing real. The block. Of course, this is coming up. Are you going to feed the voice of fear, or are you going to feed the voice of love within you? Which one are you going to feed? Now, listen to your fears as in dialogue with them, so you know then what you want to energize. Please don't ignore. This is why I've said to you, clear quartz and tourmaline are really powerful today. The here and now, so our transformational process is, New Testament, God of love, love wins. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Thank you. I think that's in relation to the piece, the dove, isn't it? Olive branch. I'm not so good at the testaments. So here and now, what is here for us? Beautiful beings. Clearing up the toxic soup that came from the bloodline, the female bloodline. You've got the divine child there. You've got 3 generations here of unhappy women. And you've got an ocean of pollution. You know, this is what we're clearing up, because we all grow in wombs still, thank goodness. And, you know, as a result of that, what happens... energy is very low at the moment. Where is the new? Where is the new? Explain to me a bit more what you mean. Well, the new moon energy, it's coming. It is here. There's just a lot of conflict that is coming up. So this, we have to see the toxic soup for what it is and then clean it up. Okay, so how are we going to get energized? By resting, by taking the time to rest and self-care, and to remember that is what's in us isn't of us. We have inherited this legacy, whether it's good or it's bad. You know, own the best, leave the rest. But we've got to love up the mess that we have inherited. Okay, it's our job to love up that mess and to remember it doesn't define us. We don't need to recreate it, but we do need to transmute it. So that's the here and now. And then this opens us up to the resolve and the infinite possibilities. Let's see what comes up for the resolve and the infinite possibilities. Oh, another magic man. The gold basically in the magenta. So I've been learning about magenta. Magenta is about taking care of the details. Thank you, Leslie. The details in your life. That's the root, the earth chakra. We walk this earth. So take care of the details that will allow you to flow more of the gold. Okay. So where do you need to plug up holes in your life? Where do you know you need to make some changes so that you can have more of what you want, whether it's time, money, love, whatever it is. Your job is to do the earthly bit, what's in your conscious control, and then to trust that you're creating space for the river to flow. And that gold is so powerful. The divine masculine is really with us, and he's saying, trust me. I'm not who you've been taught I am. Okay? I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to condemn you. I'm not here to punish you. I'm here to help you have what you want. And because we've all been fed so many stories around this, it's so scary to trust that this is true. But this is an aspect of you that you're tuning into. You know, that God-fearing or that judgmental, wrathful God is there in us too. Who do we want to be? Let's energize this, my friends. Okay, so we're just about ready to get into our co-creation. If you have magical tools like crystals or wands or whatever that you'd like to energize, please bring them close by. Notice the colors you're wearing as well. I've been big into pink and different shades of red and orange at the moment. Give your hands a little bit of a rub. I have no idea what's coming in, so I'm just going to trust. As you rub your hands, have a little shake. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's take a moment just to lift the chest. Close your eyes, come into your breath. With your nose, draw a circle in the air in front of you, which is symbolic of the sphere of compassion, the whole that holds all of the opposites within you. Go the other way as well. So you've heard draw a line. I'm now going to say draw a circle. And within that circle, put everything. And then draw your line up and down, connecting to Source and to Gaia. As a co-creator of our reality, we own our co-creations. We love up our miscreations. Breathe in, chin neutral, exhale to the left, release the past. It's not who you are, it's just what you've been through. Inhale, center, exhale to the right. And let's plant and seed positive expectation into what is possible. Inhale, center. And please do repeat after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am creator. I am free. I am aligning with Earth's ascension paradise timeline. I am surrendering my conditioning, my ego programming to my divine will, my higher consciousness. I am co-creating my personal paradise with grace and with ease, in alignment with the win-win-win in everything and the highest good of all. I am invisible, invincible, invulnerable, impermeable, untrackable, untraceable, and impenetrable to anyone or anything of malevolent intent. Anyone or anything that seeks to harm me or control me through fear. And I am highly visible, magnetic, and desirable to those that are my kin, those that I'm here to ascend with and to help this planet's ascension. I am divine joy. I am divine delight. I am delighted by life. I am choosing to believe I deserve to feel safe and free. I am that I am. Take a few deep breaths. Allow those I am statements to percolate. Remember, an affirmation is a positive statement of intent. I am statements are a development of this. They are a command to activate higher self-consciousness within our physical reality. I invite you now just to hover your hands over your crystals and magical tools, and I'll just do the cleansing prayer. I cleanse these crystals and magical tools to renew their power so they may bring peace and harmony and benefit humankind. I command that all unhelpful energy be taken to where it can be transmuted into the purest vibrations of love and light for the highest good of all, in alignment with the win-win-win in everything and the highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so let's bring one hand to our solar plexus, one hand to the heart center. And I'm inviting you now to download your higher self-consciousness as this lovely gold stardust, bringing through the magenta flame as well, the violet magenta flame of passionate compassion. Just trusting that the gold and the violet magenta can come through together. The violet magenta giving you access to the information you need to align your life with more of the success, the joy, the liberation that you seek. Just anchor these frequencies through your earth chakra. Activate, activate, activate my earth chakra. Purify, purify, purify my earth chakra. And feel yourself feeding the violet, magenta, and the gold around the planet into her diamond heart. Take it up through your body now. So from the center of the earth, bring this violet and this gold energy all the way up through your earth chakra, up through your central column, and pierce your soul chakra now. Activate, activate, activate my soul chakra. Purify, purify, purify my soul chakra. All the way up through all of the portals that connect to the original source of all that is. This fountain of delight and celebration. We've been calling in the age of Aquarius all of my life, for all I can remember. And it's here. So the dismantling of the old world is happening. It's paper thin. It seems very compelling still. The dying swan song. We've said it a long time. I just want you to believe it now. So create a sphere in front of your face. And be aware that the sphere surrounding you is holographic. And we always have a sphere of compassion around us. All of those spinning spheres within it create the frequency of compassion and also draw out of us what is out of alignment with what we say we want. So I'm calling up now all of the self-defense mechanisms, aka the programming we know as the ego, as the survival programming that is being triggered presently. Say we're not safe, struggle is the reality, that others do have power over us, whatever is playing out in your life that is triggering this idea that you're not safe. I'm commanding complete and irreversible release from your cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic memory, from all of our cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic memory, from the waves and particles of our quantum field and photon stream. So the parts of us that insist there's no way the new earth paradigm can work. The new world order is the only way. Even if we want something different, we don't have the power. So release your hands now from your heart and your solar plexus. And allow the self-defense mechanisms that are out of place. They are a misalignment. They're not actually protecting you. They are creating victim consciousness struggle stories in your life. So let them be released as a black smoke, a black fog into the sphere in front of you. Breathe them out. So you breathe into your heart, breathe into your solar plexus through your nose, and then as you breathe out through your mouth, breathe these stories into the sphere and let the sphere expand. I'm sure many of you had a bit of a rocky night last night. I was up processing something at 4 a.m. So whatever's been coming up for you, anything that's made you think, oh my God, I've done something wrong, just put it in the sphere. Any judgments that you're holding towards yourself or the world around you, how stupid people are, how ignorant they are, what buffoons are in power, who are these idiots, like all of the judgments, just clear them from your body, let them go. It's okay to observe a mismatch between words and actions in our reality, physical reality. So everywhere in your life that you see a discord between what is said and what is done, both in your own psyche and also those around you, breathe that into the sphere. And all the pointy fingers that have told you you can't, you shouldn't, you must, then be released. And any projections that you have projected out of fear to others, just release. So all forms of psychic attack, either that have come towards us or we have sent towards others, knowingly or unknowingly, release. It's like a skin you're releasing from your being. There's a whole load of arrows. Just release that skin, put it in the sphere. And letting go of the tiredness, the despondency, the frustration, the impatience. When will I see? Now let that sphere spin. So I'm going to ask you now to release any and all programming around hardship. I'm commanding a release of any and all programming around struggle. I am releasing any and all programming around dis-ease in the body. Just let these things come up and be released. I am releasing now any and all fear. Any perception of fear, anything that's coming up, any hardship, and any representations of lack, be that time, money, energy, opportunity, love. I'm releasing now any and all inherited or self-proclaimed beliefs around external authority having power over us. Now put your most scary vision in the sphere. And you know, for me, it's like the ultimate scary vision is ending up in prison for having done something bad that I didn't even know I'd done, or standing up for something I believed in and being penalized for it, you know, being persecuted for it, being in some way, shape or form condemned for it, judged for it, belittled, berated. It's a persecution fear. Fear of standing in our power and that not being enough and us still suffering. So, you know, there's this vision of a cell, and, you know, this idea of, holy fuck, I'm on my own. Oh my goodness, what have I done? Bad me. So I'm owning that as a fear and I'm putting it in the sphere. You know, whether we do something consciously or not, and there are repercussions in this physical reality that we'd rather avoid. Wherever we go as these beacons of love light, we're always going to take that light there. But release the fear, release the charge. And I would like us to specifically call up the past life memories of this kind of event occurring that we are then projecting into our new reality and fearing the worst. So in Atlantis, in Lemuria, but particularly Atlantis, perhaps also lifetimes in Rome, the Roman Empire at its height, and the Ottoman Empire. There's been a lot of raping and pillaging, a lot of abuse of power. So any times we have abused our power, let's release the sting, release the charge. Just let it be released from our being. Whether we did it consciously or not, we release these patterns from our physical, etheric, emotional, mental, and astral bodies in all dimensions, all space and time. And any and all attachments in the astral plane that feed off these fears, be gone now. I release you now. I command you go to the light for myself and the collective. And it's like, just again, just allow all of these suction cords to be released into the sphere in front of you. All of those beings that love to feed off the fear or the worry or the anxiety, it validates their way of seeing the world in the non-physical realm. Maybe they even want to feed off it and control us through it. Just release any dementors in your life, non-physical or physical dementors, anything that you feel has power over you. I just want you to release it, release it, release it. Good. And it's all being released from you now. It's being pulled through you, like literally your cells, atoms, every fiber of your being is being cleared. And you'll start to see the gold coming through. But first of all, In order to help that, I'm going to bring down divine infinite love. So call it in. I am divine infinite love. Pure clear flame like clear quartz crystal. I am divine infinite love. I am divine infinite love. I am restoring my codes to divine infinite love, to 0 point raw creative potential. Anywhere that's been distortion, anywhere that there's been anomalies in my body, mind, spirit complex. Amazing. So anchor it into the earth, around the planet, through her heart, back up through your heart into the sphere. And now calling down the diamond fire as an upgrade to the violet flame. And this is the violet flame with the diamond dust running through it that reflects the colors of the rainbow. I am the diamond fire, I am the diamond fire, I am the diamond fire. So this is now coloring us. Bring it through you. Down, take it straight into the heart of Gaia. And then around the planet, back up through your heart. And let the outline of your physical body start to glow like you've got a diamond dust shimmering over the outline of your skin. Now give permission. I'm seeing the emerald coming through as well for anyone who's picking up on that. For your light body to be activated, this diamond fire. Your light body is on fire, but it's not a fire that burns out. It's an eternal fire. This fire is the divine passion. And you'll see a 6-pointed star within your sphere or a diamond shape. No right or wrong, whatever's there for you. Spin that. Just see the top and bottom points spinning. So you're spinning your light body. And this is then making your sphere of compassion glow. So you've got the shimmering diamond dust on the outline of your physical, light, and sphere of compassion bodies. Let's bring down the emerald just to remind us we are sovereign in our core. That goes through your core line, anchor it into your earth chakra. See your third eye respond, crown respond to that. Beautiful. And now colouring all of this with that lovely gold that we brought through of the divine masculine. That move through you. Let it move around into the earth, around her whole body. So the whole of the planet is glowing gold. It's glowing violet, magenta. It's glowing diamond fire. Got some lovely emerald white in its core. And everybody who's ready to receive these transmissions is having their earth chakra activated now. And the shedding that we've just done happens for them as well. They're doing it in their own way. Some might be doing it through dancing or singing or drumming or whatever. It doesn't matter. They're doing it. Now in front of you, you see now this sphere transmuting all of that density. And this sphere now becomes representative of our planet, our whole planet and all of humanity. So holding your heart and then holding that sphere. And it's like you are Atlas now. Instead of holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, instead of feeling as though you've got all of the responsibility of the planet and where it goes and what it does, we just commit to our own inner world being one that we are autonomous, transparent, in integrity. We are accountable for our choices and actions. We intend the highest good. We forgive ourselves when we miss the mark. We love ourselves up. We choose to see through eyes of love and to love what we see. And I'd like you just for a moment to hand the responsibility of this planet back to Source, to the Divine Father, the Divine Masculine within you. So in your own way, just hold it in front of you and imagine that lovely image of that golden Divine Masculine on the magenta lotus. Just give him the world. the responsibility of the world. Let it go. And ask him to let you know exactly what you need to do and how you need to be in this world to help the liberation of the planet through your personal liberation. I'm going to call in now the Divine Mother energy, the Divine Feminine, as the platinum frequency. She'll come through as a beam of platinum love light. And she's creating a skin around your sphere, but also she's within your central column. And she can reveal herself next to your Divine Masculine, Golden Masculine, as this star goddess. And she will download to you the feeling frequencies. That's it. Well done, everyone. Feeling safe and feeling free. So maybe allow that masculine to hold you, like to be behind you, and that feminine to be in front of you. And she's beaming to your heart. She's beaming to your third eye. She's beaming to your soul chakra. She's beaming to your sacral and to your earth chakra. So these are the feeling vibrations, the codes: feeling safe, feeling free, feeling divinely aligned. And then the golden energy that flows through the root, solar plexus, throat, third eye, throat and crown, gives us the directive of how to act, what to act on. Just let that settle. Let's command an axitonial alignment with the version of us that is integrated, these codes of safety and freedom, inner authority, autonomy. Actually, we can be trusted with this power. We can be trusted with the power to govern ourselves, to choose wisely what is right for us, to consider the impact on others, but also to let go of feeling responsible for everyone else's choices and their happiness and their lives. It's up to them. It's not your job to take responsibility for them, so let that go. Really, let's just do a quick little energy refund. So call your energy back wherever you've been sticking your neck out for everyone else. Pull it back. And release from you the burden of responsibility for other people's choices. It's not yours. Yes, we're here to protect our children, to help guide our children, but they're not us. They're not ours. They're just here for a while. We're guardians. We do our best. And those who are vulnerable around us, we speak for them. We advocate for them. But treat everyone else like the way you want to be treated, like autonomous adults, capable of discernment, and making the right choices for them. Remember, nothing's set in stone. So as you move forward in your consciousness, see you're at a crossroads, the old way, the new way, the fear-based paradigm, the love-based paradigm. Can you just please choose the love-based paradigm, step on it? And then you're going to come to another crossroads, which is heart and head. I'd like you just to make a decision that my heart is going to lead my head. And my head will find solutions to support my heart's desires. Beautiful. So whenever we encounter fear on this path, we integrate it. We choose the path where as we step forward, the new world is created around. Hello, everybody. So we are very near the end of this co-creation meditation. We're bringing towards us the new world. And whatever interruptions occur along the way, we keep aligning with the fact that we are building a new earth. And as we build this new earth, there will be hiccups, and it's okay. Do we give up? Or do we just trust that actually part of the journey is the hiccups along the way and what we learn from it? So if you've come out of the co-creation, come back in. Just allow yourself to remember that you're on the pathway where what you want is drawing towards you. What you want is here. It's coming towards you. You're in this life vibration. And you know that whatever stuff comes your way, you can deal with it. So forgive yourself for the suffering that you've endured. Forgive yourself for anything that has occurred that perhaps you feel responsible for, or you know that you could have done differently. And just allow yourself now to have the feeling of being both safe and free. Safe and free. And having that feeling of safe and free, just allowing everybody to come back in because we had an interruption. Just say it to yourself again and again. I am safe. I am free. I am safe. I am free. I am allowed to be a co-creator of my reality. I am allowed to have the experiences I want on this planet. I'm willing to give up my fears so that actually I can truly enjoy being here, living the best life I can as the version of myself that is most aligned with the divine, knowing I'm not perfect, knowing I will stumble, and that's okay. So I am commanding an axonal alignment with feeling safe, feeling free, practicing this discernment. And then when you feel ready, I'm just going to anchor it for those who are here and those who are still on the other live wondering what's going on. Pulling everyone's energies in, allowing the download of the divine codes, allowing ourselves to fully sit in this wholeness. Anchor, lock and seal. Recalibrate, align. Balance and hold. For graceful and gentle integration and full expression in my physical reality and all relevant dimensions of my being, in all space and all time. So it is and so it shall be. You can send an anchor from your heart into the center of the earth. You can wrap it around the crystalline diamond shape that's there. And remember, you have a right to be here. You deserve to be here. We're doing all of the clearing that hasn't been done for many generations. We're doing it in one lifetime. It's big, all right? Like, yeah, it's intense, but we all chose to be here at this time. We made the choice to come at this time. So if you're feeling like life's unfair, it isn't. It's just tough sometimes, right? But the benefits outweigh any of the challenges that we encounter, and we deserve to co-create paradise on earth. We're all learning what that means. So just a little reminder that this is the new moon, so it's the perfect time to start the Star Salutation Prosperity Practice. If you are part of my community, you're going to get an invite to join me on Sunday live for a transmission of the Sacred Union Codes. And this will be with my beloved Ian. So as a gift for Valentine's Day, we're going to show up. Now, there's only room for 100, so you need to be part of the Rosy Glow Tribe. You need to sign up to the Rosy Glow Tribe, which at the moment you do through the Star Salutation Prosperity Practice. And as a result of that, you will then get an invite today, tomorrow. So I do it as soon as possible to join us on Sunday. 50 places are already attributed to those who are my existing tribe, so my Rise clients, Fearless and Liberation from Limitation. So if you would like to be a part of that, remember the next intake for Fearless, there's a couple of spaces coming up in March and April. So if you'd like to become a part of this amazing adventure, then please get in touch and book your breakthrough call. It all starts with that. What else? Yeah, we're going to be putting a little package together. I've just been filming it this morning for those of you who want to do a nice self-love day on Valentine's Day. So I'm gifting my tribe Sacred Union Alignment Co-Creation Meditation. And then there's a really small fee if you would like to have access to the I Am Deserving of Happiness. I am deserving of happiness meditation. I'm worthy of happiness and something else. I can't remember what it is. And then we have another one, which is called I Am a Super Catch. And I have my own super catch. So for those of you who want to feel like you've got someone on your arm that you're so happy with, and like they're so happy with you, that's a meditation for that. But it all ties up with loving yourself, yeah? So this is the point. There's also going to be access to the yoga classes I did last night. And it's all a tiny little price. I think it's $11.11 that we're charging instead of £39. So if you want to participate in that, just keep an eye on the emails. You'll get an opportunity to to purchase from the free offer to the purchase. So just keep an eye on that. Those of you who are here, let me know who's here. It'd be really good to know who's managed to make it, because obviously we've had no less than 3 versions of this meditation today. So I'm going to have to see whether my lovely Helen can put it together for us later. How is everybody? I don't want to leave yet until I've got some feedback from you. So if you're here, I can see 8 of you are here. How are you? Have you come back? Have you anchored? Do you need me to anchor for you? I just did an anchoring at the start, but you might not have been here. So let me know. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. Still here? Good, good, good. That was a powerful one, and we've had a lot of interruption, okay? So just remember, if you're worried that you haven't got all of it, that your guides and teachers will have made sure that they've anchored you, they've connected you to all that you need and want. And later on, this live will be published, and we'll try and bring it all together so that you can actually benefit from it in the way that's going to be most helpful. But just remember, Age of Aquarius is here anyway, and we are aligning with the divine in every way. Hey, Nosh, don't think I know you. Hello, good to meet you, and you're all good. Okay, so let's bring this to a close. I wish you a wonderful day ahead. I wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. There's a lot of support out there. This is all about self-love. Love yourself, and then you'll find that the love that you have in you is reflected in the world around you. I practice what I preach. This is the medicine that I've had. This is what's got me to be in the place of having rather than longing for. And I know sometimes it can feel like it's going to take forever, but before you know it, it arrives and you're like, oh, it's here. Okay, so welcome that. Positive expectation. Love you lots. Take care, everybody.